Welcome back, bro. Ever sent a risky text to a girl and immediately wished you could hit an undo button? Well, you're not alone. We've all been there, hovering over the send button, wondering if our text is too long, too short, too eager, or too casual. We've all experienced the panic that sets in when we send a message and then realize it's riddled with typos, or worse, autocorrect has turned an innocent message into something completely different. These are the dreaded texting mishaps, the moments that make us wish our phones had a backspace button for sent messages. And let's not even get started on the anxiety of waiting for a reply. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. There's a way to navigate this minefield, a path to confident and cringe-free texting. So buckle up as we dive into these 7 texting rules that can save you from those cringe-worthy moments. Rule number 1, never incessantly ask her, "What are you doing?" It might seem innocent, but it can really bore the shit out of her. When you're always asking about her day, what she ate, or what she is doing, you're essentially asking her to entertain you. It should be the other way around. Most of the time, girls are just at home doing nothing or watching the Kardashians. When you constantly ask about what she is doing, you can sometimes pressure her into finding something interesting to say if she wants to keep the conversation alive, and girls hate pressure. In addition to that, if she's attractive, she is probably receiving thousands of other messages from other men asking for the same thing. That's why girls often stop responding when you constantly ask about what she is doing or how her day was. The key is to start the conversation with a cold open. Rule number 2, always use a cold open. Curious about what a cold open is? Well, in the world of television, it's a technique where a show jumps straight into the story before the opening credits. But in the realm of texting, it's a way to kickstart a conversation that piques interest without relying on the tired old "hey" or "what's up." Imagine this. Instead of saying "hey," you text about that hilarious dog video you just watched. It not only starts the conversation on a light note, but it also opens up avenues for further discussion. Who doesn't love talking about funny dog videos, right? Or perhaps you could mention the latest episode of that popular series you both follow. It's not just about being different, it's about being interesting and showing that you're someone who has more to offer than just a hello. So remember, a cold open can be your secret weapon to start a conversation that's engaging right from the start. Rule number 3, never double text when she doesn't reply. Now you might be wondering, why shouldn't one double text? Well, the reason lies in not appearing desperate or needy. On the other hand, not double texting can be seen as respecting her space. So don't be thirsty and chill out, it makes you seem patient, successful, and not desperate. And let's be honest, no one wants to feel overwhelmed or suffocated. Not double texting shows that you are not needy or a loser that sits around all day. Also, instead of checking your phone all day waiting for her reply, text other girls and get busy. It will show her that you have a mindset of abundance, and if she never replies, you won't be affected. And yes, if she never replies, just take the loss, bro. Following up will just make you look like a simp. Remember, not double texting retains your dignity and respect. Rule number 4, always have the goal in mind, text to secure a date. We're not saying you should abandon your playful banter or your favorite catchphrases, but be aware, the main aim is to secure a date. The mistake many guys make is that they have no purpose when texting. They are just texting endlessly about everything. What you need to realize is that while you text her thinking that you are making progress, other men are inviting her out and seducing her. Brother, you need to understand that girls will waste your time if you let them do it. They love the attention. They can be texting you all day because they are bored. Unless you are trying to go deeper into her friend zone, you better try to escalate fast. Let your intentions known from the beginning and try to secure a date as fast as possible. Rules 5, 6, and 7 are all about the structure and language of your texts. Let's dive in, shall we? Rule 5, stick to the topic. You know, it's easy to get off track when you're texting, especially when the conversation is flowing and you're really vibing with the person on the other end. But here's the thing. If you're discussing plans for Friday night and suddenly you're talking about your favorite type of pasta, things can get a bit confusing, so keep it relevant, keep it focused. Your text will be more effective and less likely to be misunderstood. Moving on to Rule 6, keep it concise. We all know someone who sends texts longer than a CVS receipt, and let's be honest, it's a chore to read those. So, avoid being that person. Keep your text short, sweet, and to the point. Remember, a text message isn't a novel, it's a quick, convenient way to communicate. If you have a lot to say, maybe it's better to pick up the phone and call. And finally, Rule 7, always use appropriate and respectful language. This one might seem obvious, but it's surprising how many people forget it. It's easy to be misunderstood in a text. So avoid language that could be interpreted as rude or offensive. And remember, sarcasm doesn't always translate well in written form. So be mindful of your words. You want your text to be received in the spirit it was intended. Friendly, respectful, and genuine. So Rule 5, stick to the topic. Rule 6, keep it concise. And Rule 7, always use appropriate and respectful language. These might seem like simple rules, but trust me, they can make a world of difference in your texting game. By following these structural guidelines, you'll ensure your texts are always on point and well received. You will be perceived as being more interesting and increases your chances to get dates. Now let's move on to the recap. So there you have it, the 7 texting rules that every guy needs to know. Let's quickly run through them once more for good measure. First off, avoid the dreaded texting mishap by always double-checking who you're sending your message to. Secondly, don't be boring and ask repetitive questions. Third, never start a conversation with a simple "hey," add some substance to your opening line. Moving on to rule number 4, it's all about having a goal in mind. Don't waste your time. Focus on securing a date as fast as possible. Fifth, never double text. Make sure that you are talking to multiple women and that you are not desperate. And finally, remember to keep things brief and to the point. No one enjoys reading a novel via text. Remember, texting is an art, and with these rules you'll be a master in no time. Subscribe to the High Value Men Network to be part of the movement. Consider checking out this video next. Until next time, happy texting.